So hello guys, and welcome to this masterclass of how Erasmus Plus works and how you can implement Erasmus Plus Youth Exchange or training course. Let's go for it. So this is what we are going to see during this video. We have the brief explanation of the history of Erasmus, what is the new program that we are currently in, the structure of the new program, the key action ones, Youth Exchange versus training course, which are the most common types of projects implemented within the Erasmus Plus framework, deadlines, players, roles inside of a project, phases within a project, and some extras that I will give you. You will have also this document, so you will have a link next to this video where you can basically download it and have access to it. So let's go for it. Let's make it very fast. We are not going to develop a lot, but basically Erasmus started in 1987. There were a couple of projects after that: Youth for Europe, Youth for Europe 2, Youth for Europe 3, Youth and EVS, the beginning of the European Volunteering Service, right now currently known as European Solidarity Corps. We have also Youth in Actions, and then what happened is that basically the European Commission realized that there were many different projects of education, and they wanted to gather all of them in just one project that they called Erasmus Plus. So we had Erasmus Plus from 14 till 20 and the currently that we have now. In the future, what we'll have, we don't know. What is the current program about? Well, so far we had an increase of budget. Right now it's in 28 billion approx, with different, let's say, installments that are divided within the different years. But basically each year we had more and more budget. They implemented different types of program, new types of projects, and they implemented also the accreditation for big orgs. Imagine that you have an organization and you were implementing 5 or 6 projects per year. Right now you can apply for an accreditation which will give you the full funding for a whole year, so you don't need to be applying for each project and each deadline. So it gives you basically like a huge stability as an organization. Many organizations are applying for it, and usually they get it if they are already having some background and some history and trajectory of implementing successfully youth exchanges or training courses. And what will come, we don't know. So in 2027 we'll see what's the new program about. Usually, I will tell you as well, every year they give you a new guideline, so they revise it briefly and they make some changes. The structure of Erasmus Plus, basically there are 3 main blocks. One of them is the key action 1, in which we will be working, which is mobility of individuals. It's the most known among youth because as you can know, for sure there are these university exchanges programs in which students can go to for 1 semester or 2 semesters to other universities. This is the most known part of Erasmus, but there are many others which we are going to tackle in this video. As well, there are also other parts of the Erasmus Plus program, the K Action 2, Cooperations for Innovation and Exchange of Good Practices, in which public or private entities can apply for and can create new things with huge funds on it. And then there is a third version, Support for Policy and Cooperation, which is mainly for public bodies, like, I don't know, city malls or local or municipalities, in which they can talk with other ones and basically cooperate for developing new policies and maybe getting new ideas of new policies that are working in one county or in one municipality and bring them to others. Mainly this K Action 3, something that little people talk and little people work on, because it's mainly for public entities. Important to mention that ESC, the European Solidarity Corps, and the Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs program, are different programs with different funding, still dependent on the European Commission. So some people mix them and think that they are within the same budget. They are not, but they are like cousins, so more or less is the same. So we will be focused on K Action 1 and what is the main goals of the K Action 1. We have covered 5 fields, mainly higher education, vocational education and training, schools, adult education, and youth. And youth is where we are going to be working in, basically. Higher education is universities, Mundus, etc. So many of these programs are within the K-Action 1, vocational education and training, as you can imagine, like this adult education, all entities that work within these frames basically apply to K-Action 1. So if you are developing the skills of having K-Action 1 funds and applying and get grants, like you can always also make the app selling or going to this kind of organizations, like, I don't know, schools or training centers, and tell them that you can actually write projects for them, which is a high valuable skill. Of course, providing opportunities for individuals to improve their skills, either students, either adults, either like training youth workers. Like there are many people within the target of K-Action 1. Enhance their employability, that's why they work in vocational education and training. Gain cultural awareness, so this is mainly also within the youth. And what they cover, they work structured study, work experience, job shadowing, training and teaching opportunities to staff and learners. And as I said, Erasmus Mundus, which is a master's and I think also PhD program, is also within the K-Action 1. We are going to focus only on youth, but it's also to give you a macro vision, and then we are going into more and more specifics. So we've seen Erasmus so far, we've seen the different K-Actions, we went to K-Action 1, and now we are going to work into the different projects that are within Erasmus. I had it in Spanish, I will translate it before, but mainly I think it's understandable. So the main aspect, for instance, is target group. We have training courses and youth exchanges. Within youth workers, within the target group of training courses, we have youth workers, which means people working with young people. So there is no limit age. We'll see later on age limit, no. And the youth exchange is mainly focusing young people. Timing, how much the activities may last. Well, we have from these training courses 2 days to 2 months, but there is a limit after 21 days. So if you apply for a longer project than 21 days, you will not get more funds, but you can stretch it till 2 months. Very rarely, never seen anything like this, but technically you can do it. And youth exchanges from 5 to 21 days. The finances, like if you have a training course, you will get more money than for a youth exchange. Age limit, no for training courses. For youth exchange, the age is 30. I have a mistake here, it's not 18. You can have also youth exchanges for people that is under 18. But for group leaders, there is no age limit. So if you send people to a youth exchange, you can always put an adult over 30 years to lead the team. In training courses, there is no group leader, basically, only in youth exchanges. Minimum amount of partners for both of them is 2 countries. Minimum amount of participants per country. In training courses, 1. In youth exchanges, 4+1. You will always see this 4+1. So this plus, it means the group leader. Maximum amount of participants, 50 in training courses, and here you have 2 differentiations. One is per country, the other one is per project, so you can have up to 60 participants per project or 16 per country. These 2 limits apply, plus group leaders. Maximum amount of the project from 3 to 24 months. What are the people in charge of the implementation of the project? In training courses, we have trainers. In youth exchanges, we have facilitators. In both of them, we aim to have non-formal education. What is the attitude that the participants should have? Okay, there is an important difference here. Okay, when we have training courses, we have people that they are working actively with young people. So they are basically about to receive knowledge, but also to give and to exchange with the other professionals. With youth exchanges, the main idea is that the young people are actively participating in the development of the activity. So it's not weird that you have a youth exchange in which the participants are implementing their own activities helped or guided by the facilitators. Expected impact in a youth worker usually helps its community and generates some social impact. Okay, that's the main point. Like we are having these funds to exchange knowledge and train somebody who is going to come back to their community, to their local or to their target group, and is going to use these skills, this knowledge with them. It's different when we are talking about young people, because with young people the main idea is to exchange, to gain skills and competencies. And we have like this APV, which is an advanced planning visit. Basically, in youth exchanges happens that you can have a previous activity, not really activity, like let's call it meeting, better said, in which the group leaders or people in charge of the organization go and meet for 2 to 3 days, in which they organize how it's going to be the youth exchange implemented, activities, venue, and all logistics that might need to be arranged. Currently, after the COVID, there are no many of them because people realize that there is no sense. Like basically, we can do everything online, so why should we go for one weekend to another country when we can just have a couple of meetings online? But still, they happened. Okay, deadlines. What a deadline means that we have a specific timing where we can apply for projects. Not always you can apply for projects, only within these dates and 2 months in advance. So we have 2 per year. There is an exception for some countries, and they have a third one, the 7th of May. But for most of you, your deadlines are going to be 20th of February and 1st of October. Important to say that there is also a limit amount of projects that we can apply for, which is 5 youth exchanges, 5 training courses per deadline per organization, including sending and applying. So if you are hosting or you are sending an organization, you have these limits. Pay attention because this is a new thing that happened very recently, but we need to pay attention to it. Important, 12:00 Brussels time, the application's closed these days. Okay, let's talk about the main players of every project. Who are the main stakeholders in Erasmus Plus project and what are their functions? Okay, we have a very big project player, which is the national agency. Each country has at least one. In some of them you have more than one, which for instance in Brussels you have 3. This is an exception, an anomaly, but in Spain we have just one, for you to know. And basically they approve or reject the project. You can have also contact with them because they are basically the representative of the European Commission. So any change that you need to make in the project, any problem that happened, or the final report, for instance, will go to them. So it's as an advice, guys, try to get good relationships with them. They are civil workers, so I don't know how civil workers are seen or usually work in your country. I don't want to create stereotypes, but I'm just saying, I try to have a nice relationship with them. Applying organization, which might be you or might be one of your partners, so they basically ask for the grant and they will be in charge of implementing the project. And the partners organizations, which also can be you or can be the people that you are asking for to send participants to your project. They collaborate in the implementation of the project and they send participants. On top of that, you have local partners. Okay, local partners are very important. If you have very good local partners, your project is going to be a huge success. What are local partners? Of course, the hotels, the venue, the people, the restaurants in charge of giving you food, but also local partners that are implementing activities that are, I don't know, like the city mall, if you are talking with the municipality, the mayor, the news, if you are talking with the news. In recent projects, for instance, we had a huge coverage, we were reported in 5 newspapers. So this is also a good thing. So pay attention to local partners. You can have also local partners, for instance, Europe Direct. They are also an organization, like it's kind of an office coming from the European Commission that their main target is everybody who wants to get European grants, so they can also help you out. There are many. Try to make a good network, because if you have a good network, everything will be smooth, and they can really help you out to have a successful project. Last point, participants, basically they will benefit from the project. They are going to be the people there. It's fun to be a participant from time to time. Okay, let's go into implementation of the project. Okay, now we have the project approved, or we have a team, so we need these roles. The main role is a writer. You can have more than one for one project at the same time. You can work in teams always. Basically, is the person who writes and applies for the grant. Then we have organizers, who manages the stakeholders and partners, all the stakeholders that we've seen in the previous slide. And we have the trainers and facilitators, implement the project in the venue. If you have a good team, you can have actually usually in each project we want to have one organizer and two trainers or facilitators. If you have a good team, the success of your project is guaranteed. So pay a lot of attention to have people that is good at it and get better in your role. Okay, and phases. Sorry, I didn't exchange. I didn't translate it. So, well, we have these 7 phases. Okay, it will be much better explained in the following one. So we have writing, waiting, getting ready, project activity, final report, and end of the project. Okay, important just to say that there is a difference between activity and project. Okay, usually known the project is activity, but when we are talking with the national agency and we are becoming professionals, as we are becoming right now, is not the same way. So an activity is what the project actually is, and the project is the whole thing. We'll see it much better in the following image. Okay, here from the start until the end is the project, and in the middle, okay, we have the activity. Just after the activity, we have the final report. But let's start from the beginning. Imagine that you have an idea with your friends and you want to apply it, so you start writing it down. Once you have the deadline, you apply, and then we have some 2, 3, the most 4 months. It depends if there is some strange events, like for instance in COVID, the time was longer, or some problems with the ECAS platform. We will talk about it in different videos. It might take longer, but usually it is 2, 3 months of waiting. Then they give you resolution. So imagine that your project gets approved. So we get ready. What does it mean? That when we were writing down the project, we fixed a date for beginning, which usually is like some 3, 4, 5 months after the deadline, and then is when the project practically starts and you start getting funds for it. Okay, 80% at the beginning, 20% at the end. So we get ready, we talk with the partners. Oh, our project got approved, super nice, everybody's getting excited. We started, I don't know, like researching where to go, where is finishing the agreement with the venue, maybe talking with the other stakeholders to get everything ready. And then the project starts, and we decided that the activity is going to be in the middle. Okay, for instance, like these dates. So we get ready with all the partners. The participants need to buy the flights. They will ask you about many questions about how to get there, what they can eat, etc. So you solve all the problems. This is usually part of the organizer role and responsibility. Then we have the activity, and after the activity we need to report. Once after we send the final report, we will get the 20 last percent of the fund of the grant. Okay, and yeah, after that's done, you get the money. Basically the project is closed, but the project practically closed at the end, or in the date that you wrote down in the writing part. And this would be pretty much everything. Here I gave you some extra material. You will have this document translated, don't worry. Once you get it, basically here you have the official guide of the new program, and you have some courses, very top courses actually, that you can have to get knowledge as a youth worker, as a facilitator, as a mentor, as a group leader, and as a trainer. There are many courses, and they are funded by the EU. We have different languages. You have it in Italian, Spanish, Romanian, and English, so take advantage of it. All of them are for free. So yeah. So guys, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll be talking in the following videos. Let me know if you like it. Thank you very much. See you soon.